Hello, my name is Daoud and I am Principal Analyst at Compliance Standards and ITAD.Academy. In this podcast, I will discuss how IT asset management and ITAD can take advantage of the extremely powerful, emerging, but rapidly expanding artificial intelligence, or AI. What areas AI could influence, what are the basic technologies that will drive AI deployment in ITAM and ITAD, and what are the challenges companies will face going forward. To start with, AI seems to be everywhere. It's advertised in all social media platforms, TV, magazines, and I have to admit, since I am not a sophisticated user, what I tried so far is between just okay and clearly impressive. For instance, I have been curious about using someone else's voice in putting together this podcast. So everything that I just said now, an AI voice would say the following.
This is Daoud of Compliance Standards LLC, and I'm here to tell you that AI is everywhere. It is advertised in all social media platforms, and I have to admit, since I am not a sophisticated user, what I tried so far is between just okay and impressive. For instance, I have been curious about using someone else's voice in putting together the podcast version of this analysis. Thank you for listening.
Meet Daniel. He's just one example of how AI could reshape the voice business, for instance. If you are a radio personality or a TV announcer, well, the writing's on the wall. Personally, I still like the human touch of language, but the transition to the unknown is clearly underway. I remember a lot of people who used to love the old-fashioned print newspaper, for example. Eventually, they managed to transition after claiming for so long that the world is in trouble because of the internet. The internet may have displaced a lot of jobs, but it has also created probably a lot more. I recall vividly some of the major changes that occurred rather smoothly and had a lasting effect on us, on me in particular. For instance, with my family living abroad, I gave AT&T and MCI in the 1990s thousands of dollars in long-distance and international calls to my family. Today, that's no longer the case. I use WhatsApp and done. AI is going to do this to us in a major and transformative way, and in most cases, we will barely feel it. This reminds me when I set out to teach my 70-year-old mother how to use a smartphone to call me over Wi-Fi. It did not take her too long to learn the process, despite being scary in the beginning and getting some frustration, and now that's the only way we connect. AI is doing that, and it is doing it in a mind-numbing speed. Its use will be generalized in no time, and we may not even know it. It's certainly quickly being deployed in enterprise to the point that businesses are struggling to find experts to help them with their AI projects. More on that in a minute. Now the question is, what's driving this insanely fast AI adoption? Well, the answer can be found in CIO Magazine's The State of the CIO survey, released earlier this year, in which lists the top priorities of businesses in terms of their IT budget. Some 56% reported that they expected their overall IT budgets to increase this year, and while AI is nowhere to be found in the list, here are the top 5 areas of focus. Number 1, increasing operational efficiency, 45%. Number 2, increasing cybersecurity protection, 44%. Number 3, transforming existing business processes, 38%. Number 4, improving the customer experience at 36%. Number 5, improving profitability at 27%. What these 5 areas have in common is that they are all addressed and tackled by artificial intelligence, one way or the other. And so because AI has a broad reach to all of these segments of the IT budget, we should expect to see AI everywhere in IT projects going forward. So for those of you who are ITAD companies still wondering, what about AI? Generally, the same AI technology used in the greater ITAM sector, that is the greater IT asset management sector, is the same technology stack that you could adopt and deploy specifically in ITAD. The same technology can also be used on both the supply side and the demand sides, which means this can create opportunities for some interesting new interconnections and integrations between client and provider that would clearly benefit both the demand and the supply sides in terms of pushing for efficiencies and pushing for cost reductions. Now, for now, however, it's true that deploying AI in IT asset management, or ITAM, in the enterprise in particular, is a complex process that requires careful planning, careful execution, and a lot of money. While the difficulty level can vary depending on the specific context and requirements of each organization, there are several common challenges that enterprises and your companies may be facing. First is the availability of data that is of high quality and high reliability. As you know, AI relies heavily on data. If you do not have good quality data, it would probably be very hard to create the conditions and the outputs that make sense. Now, getting good data can be a significant challenge and can be extremely costly, especially in large companies with diverse IT systems and data sets. The second point is, if you have the data that you need to feed into the AI platform, linking AI solutions with existing IT systems and workflows can be very complex. It can force you to overhaul legacy systems, data migration, and coordination with various stakeholders. And so when you are ready to adopt AI, be prepared to challenge your existing IT platform and infrastructure, and it could be very painful. Thirdly, you must have the resources to engineer an AI deployment and IT transformation. Now, dedicated resources such as skilled data scientists, AI engineers, and IT professionals will be without any doubt needed to think about the process, the design, the programming, the deployment, and monitoring aspects of it. Allocating the necessary resources and expertise can be a daunting challenge, especially for organizations with limited budget and organizations that have competing priorities. So what AI appears to be doing in enterprise deployment is to impose change management and clearly new ethical considerations. On change management, organizational changes are likely inevitable unless the scale and the scope of the AI projects are limited to sort of siloed functions and operations. If it is broader, you will need to retrain employees on acceptance and endorsement, on the new technologies, on redefining roles and responsibilities, and face potential resistance to change. Now, despite these challenges, deploying AI in ITAM and ITAD would eventually result in significant benefits such as improved efficiency, cost optimization, enhanced decision-making, etc. The ITAM Review magazine listed a number of such benefits for ITAM in its September issue called The Coming Together of AI and ITAM. Broadly speaking, the article lists such benefits as enhanced asset discovery and inventory management, where AI-powered tools replace legacy databases for the purpose of scanning an entire network, identifying devices and software, and categorizing assets. AI can be designed to ensure that no critical asset goes unaccounted for. Now, moreover, AI should be designed to provide detailed reports about asset specifications and configurations, enabling better decision-making and resource allocation. Think of predictive analytics, which may also be the backbone of predictive pricing that is so critical to ensuring optimum return from the secondary market. AI can monitor asset performance and usage in real time, flagging any anomalies or issues as they occur. Now, by leveraging predictive analytics, AI can help identify potential problems potentially before they impact operation. The article also lists such areas as cost optimization, compliance management, security, etc., that could benefit from AI adoption. Now, more specifically for ITADs, AI can positively impact the automated asset identification process by scanning and analyzing purchase records and asset inventories to automatically identify IT assets that are ready for disposition. This streamlines the identification process and clearly ensures accurate tracking of assets. Now think of predictive analytics that can be used for asset value, asset routing optimization, data sanitization and security, quality control and testing, things that you guys in the ITAD space have to deal with day in and day out. In understanding what is being done in enterprise related to AI, Deloitte recently surveyed 2,620 global business leaders in 13 countries, and what jumped at me in terms of impact on critical ITAD functions are the set of tools available for IT operations management through which end-user companies and ITADs could deploy to manage their IT asset disposition. Now, these are platforms known in the tech sector as AI Ops, short for AI IT operations management. These are a set of tools that create and enhance intelligence alerting, root cause analysis, anomaly and threat detection, incident auto remediation, and capacity optimization. AI also offers many ways to automate time-consuming processes by sort of removing completely the potential for human error. Process automation is certainly an area where ITAD companies can leverage AI for the purpose of design and implementation. Now, several companies have already deployed AI for things as financial reporting and accounting, where AI improves the reporting efficiency and the planning part that would extend to accounting, taxation, cash flow, etc. HR is also a great prospect for the efficiency utilization of AI, as in a hiring process to screening resumes, matching candidates with best suited positions and roles, etc. In the area of safety and quality, AI can help automate and streamline these functions to minimize risk to the company. Now that you have identified where AI may be deployed, you will need to hire people to design, program, deploy, and monitor your AI project. And I must warn you that finding the proper talent is likely to be extremely challenging and difficult and costly. Sarah White of CIO Magazine listed the most sought after skills on the AI front that are in short supply. So what skills are companies hiring for exactly these days? Technicians with natural language processing or NLP skills are in high demand as they enable improvements in chatbots, AI assistants, automation, and other tasks. Technician with TensorFlow skills. TensorFlow is an open source machine learning framework developed by Google, used to build and train machine learning models and neural networks. Big demand. Technicians with image processing skills, which would allow the analyzing and processing of images while also pulling data and information from visuals and text documents and interpreting or manipulating the data as needed. Big demand. Technicians with PyTorch skills. PyTorch was developed by Facebook AI research team called FAIR in 2017 as an open source machine learning language, a framework that sort of helps organizations build and train deep learning models and neural models. Big demand there. Technicians with AI chatbot skills, with companies increasingly using chatbots to lower the burden on human representatives in customer support environments. Technicians with model tuning skills who will help fine-tune the settings and the parameters for machine learning and deep learning models. Technicians with stable diffusion skills, a deep learning model that produces high quality artwork and images based off complex and detailed user prompts. Technicians with Mid-Journey skills. Mid-Journey is an AI service that generates images using natural language prompts. Last but not least, you will also need AI content creators for social media and marketing, including experts in creating blog posts, social media posts, graphics, articles, and even videos. Technicians with ChatGPT skills are in high demand because they are the ones who will deploy ChatGPT for content generation, task automation and scripting, translation, on-demand learning, technical support, and troubleshooting, editing, proofreading, idea generation, calendar scheduling, and management, and more of these items. Now, the list is big. The functions that can be improved by AI are endless, and so are the challenges. When you analyze the vast array of challenges surrounding the explosion of AI, where do you even start? We can address ethical problems, but that's a very complex topic. Something simpler perhaps to address, maybe the issues of intellectual property and regulations. Perhaps on the first point, there is not much happening on the US copyright law, as stakeholders have not yet involved courts to address copyright litigations. We're already seeing lawsuits here and there against companies like OpenAI on how protected third-party content is used to feed into AI models in the United States. In the United States, just as we experienced with regulating electronic recycling, most of the AI regulations are likely to come from states and not necessarily from the federal government for the time being. Just like recycling, AI could evolve as a patchwork of state regulations that could have an impact on its development. California's governor has been pressuring legislators to address the use of AI in state agencies and in state departments. He has ordered agencies to produce risk assessment reports on how AI could impact the workings of the state. Oklahoma has a new AI task force to study, evaluate, and develop policy and administrative recommendations for AI deployment. Worried about AI, Maine has already banned the use of AI tools for government purposes, and Washington State issued warnings about it. The non-profit Electronic Privacy Information Center said that 10 states currently have embedded or are about to add AI regulations specifically in their consumer privacy laws, addressing such things as facial recognition, HR tasks and functions, etc. The European Union is no better positioned as well, but Japan appears to have made some inroads, allowing the use of copyright works for AI training to take place. So in conclusion, what are we saying? 1. ITAD companies can adopt and deploy the same AI technology used in IT asset management, or ITAM. Deploying AI requires careful planning, execution, and resources due to the challenges such as data availability and quality, integration with existing systems, and resource allocation. 3. AI brings change management and new ethical considerations for enterprises. 4. Benefits of deploying AI include improved efficiency, cost optimization, enhanced asset discovery and inventory management, predictive analytics for pricing, resource optimization, compliance management, security, automation, or automated asset identification, predictive analytics for asset value routing, optimization, data sanitization, and security, quality control and testing. AI ops platforms are available for IT operations management to manage IT asset disposition. Jobs in demand include technicians with skills in natural language processing or NLP, TensorFlow, PyTorch, image processing, AI chatbox, model tuning, stable diffusion, mid-journey, and content creation. Thank you for listening, and until our next chat, goodbye.